Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to your monthly tarot reading, or your reading for the rest of July. Let's see what the cards have for you. Some things you should know. I am primarily an intuitive reader, so I may go with the message that comes through to me rather than the literal meanings of the cards, or sometimes those are woven together. And any other things that come through to me, I will probably bring them up and cover them. So, and as you can see, I shuffle. Well, it's a challenge. Small hands. All right, let's see what we have here for Aquarius for the rest of July 2023. What do they need to know? What messages do you have? We're stopping right there. No cut. Okay. Card number 1 is Temperance. Card number 2 is the 5 of Swords. Card number 3, the 10 of Swords. Card number 4, the 2 of Pentacles. And card number 5, the Wheel of Fortune. So I'll just say bluntly right off the bat, looking at everything, it looks like you've been facing some challenges, possibly some conflicts. Could be at work or school. I don't even want to say math problems that you've been maybe castigating yourself over or arguing with someone else about, and you keep losing the argument, right? You keep coming out on the wrong side, at least for now. So Temperance here is kind of about finding balance in our lives, between like what you say, the throat, which is a blue chakra, and your heart, which is this green. And there's a lot of green in here. There's also a lot of white that's jumping out at me today. So there's a lot of, you're struggling to trust your own intuition or to trust the information that you're receiving from outside sources. Hopefully that makes sense to you. But there's some doubt or something about what you're learning or what you're trying to do or accomplish. And we can see this too here in the 5 of Swords. 5s in general are about challenges or complications, things that don't go well, right? Bumps in the road of life. So this could be an argument with something. Swords are associated with air, as is your sign. So you may be having some issues communicating with someone, or you may be arguing with someone about who's right, who's wrong, or how something should be handled. And you're trying to win the argument over saving the relationship, if that makes sense. You're both trying to one-up each other and nobody's winning, is another way to put this. So that might be where you're struggling with this here, or you're trying to go the my way or the highway road, and I wish I could say it was the other person doing that, but I'm feeling that this is you trying to put down that firm stance and trying to force your opinion on some others. So you're struggling with that right now with someone else, and it's causing you to feel, because they are not just saying, okay, fine, whatever you say, you're feeling a little attacked or betrayed, or like you can't get anything right kind of feeling, but that's all in your head. You don't have to win this argument. It's not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things, and you may not be right, which might be hard to understand. Honestly, this is not a reading I ever thought I would be doing, but here we are. 10 of Swords can also be, well, yeah, it's feeling betrayed. It's like being, typically it's that image of the person laying on the ground with all 10 swords in their back. But the sun is coming up in the background. So you're coming to the end of this. You're coming to a realization that you can't win this argument. It's already in place. Whatever this decision is, you can't change it. So it's time to move on. You're getting to that place where you just have to let that go. It's over and done. Tens are about endings, and then new beginnings, because it reduces down to 1. So you're at the end of this argument. You're at the end of your wit's end, if you will, on this argument. You're like, fine, whatever, I'm done, let's move on. Which is a good place to be, because you can move past it. And you don't have a problem moving past it, even though when you're in the midst of it, you're caught up in it and you're passionate about it and you feel strongly about it. But you are willing to let things go once you've reached the point of there's nothing else to say. There's no other way to argue it. There's no other way to put it. Or it's something that the moment has passed, so you can't change it. It's done. So whatever this is, this argument, this tenseness, this thing that's going on here, just try to breathe through. I say that a lot. Try to breathe through it. Try to take a step back and calm your emotions over it. It's all about the thoughts in your head right now. It's all about going round and round and round and circling around. What if I did this? What if I had said this? What if we did that? What if, what if, what if, what if? It's a lot of what ifs, but you can't change it even if you're thinking of all the what ifs. What's done is done. All you can do now, going forward, is find balance, right? So maybe this is some new responsibility that got thrown on you. There's no one else that can do it, and you are capable of doing it. You just really don't want to do it. But the Two of Pentacles here is all about finding that balance. So you have to fit it into your life somehow. And how much or how you do it, because you are the only one who can do it. Ultimately, you have the final say in how it's done. It still has to be done, but you have the final say in how and when. Although it feels like there is a limit on how far you can push that. But you have control over the how. That's what's mostly coming through. You have the control over the how it's done, as long as it gets done. So this is you finding your balance in that. Just relaxing into it, finding your balance, and becoming, if you will, loose. I don't know how to describe it. It's like when you reach your point of equilibrium, where you could move, as they're showing on this egg here, any part of your body, but you still don't lose your balance. So you can shift things. You have the agility. There we go. You have the agility to move and sort things, weigh things out, and decide what piece needs to be done in what order, and even delegate some of it. But you know best who can handle that and who cannot. So whatever you're doing here, whatever this is, and it feels like it's a very tense end of the month here, but you are going to get through it. You're going to end up taking charge of it, even though you don't like it and you don't agree with it. You're going to be taking charge of it, or you're going to be participating in it in a way that really influences it and helps everything stay balanced and on track. And then finally here, by the end of July, we have this Wheel of Fortune where things are changing. So you're going to get that ball moving. You're like, fine, whatever, let's do it. Let's get it done. Let's get it over with. Here's how we're going to do it and keep everybody on track and on keel. Wheel of Fortune is about change, right? Nothing ever stays the same. Nothing ever stays the same. Nothing ever stays the same. That's what keeps coming through here. I don't know if it's a saying you use or something you've heard before, or maybe it was all part of this argument that was going on. But it does move on. You do get to the end of it. The wheel turns into the next month, and you're able to move on to the next thing. So it feels like this is a finite thing that will be done by the end of the month or within the first week of August. And you don't have a problem moving on for it, but you will express your opinion when those decisions are being made, even though you may not win the argument, and you'll still have to do the work. So it feels like it could be a very frustrating couple weeks, but it's only a couple of weeks is another way to look at it, right? It's only 15, 16 days, depending on when this gets posted. And you do come out the end just fine, right? They move on to the next thing. It's just getting through this part that you'd have no choice but to do. So take 5 minutes, rest your mind, relax into it, figure out how it can get done and how it can be done in a balanced way. Literally, it's a balanced way. Pentacles are about material things, work, your home. So initially this is feeling very home to me right now. So I don't know if there's a project, a home project, or something with the home that has to be done. And fine, you're going to get it done. You're going to make it happen so that everybody can move on to the next thing, to what you want to work on. And yeah, again, we have a 10 here, we have a 10 here. So you're at the end, you're ready to move on. I like how that works out. Like, fine, done, whatever, let's get it done, and we're done. I feel like I've said that a lot. Let's look at the bottom of the deck. 7 of Cups. So the 7 of Cups is about choices, and it's cups themselves are about emotions and intuition. And swords are about thoughts and ideas and words. So you're arguing about all this stuff, and you have a choice on how you respond to this whole situation. So remember, choose your words carefully. Know that it will get heated, but it'll also be resolved. And you have a choice on how you want to handle it from an emotional perspective. Or you can use your intuition even. You can probably tap into your intuition on how to find this balance here between the intellectual piece and the emotional piece. How can we make sure everybody stays on an even keel and reduce the amount of fear or upset or angst that might be a result of this decision? So trust yourself in that space. It might be not be something that you're used to doing, but if you can tap into your heart energy, into your heart chakra, which we have all this green back here too, and there's green here, and this green shirt here. If you can try and keep tapped into that, or tap into it once that decision's been made and you need to step into the role of leader on it, that will help you get through this a lot easier. And you might even end up enjoying it, or feeling, you'll have a very real feeling of success at the end of the month. I like that. Let's end it right there. You're going to end the month with a strong feeling of success and accomplishment. Thank you for listening, or watching, I should say. If you enjoyed this, please hit the like button. If you'd like to see more or be notified of more, please hit subscribe. And thank you so much for watching this reading with me. Talk to you later.